This is just it being opposite roles so that we can see how it is for the girls whenever they play.
Is this what guys do to girls?
Yeah, how derogatory they are towards the girls that play. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there is that kind of sexual bullying going on online. It's just really that gross.
Yeah.
Guys saying those kinds of things to
Like
women. Why?
The guys talk crazy to the guys, which is fine. Like last night, I was playing Call of Duty with Steven, and then I told the other team, I was like, yeah, it's about time for you guys to lose. That's what I told them before we played. They were like, yeah, shut up, you effing faggot. That's what they told me.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, Steve, I just got called a faggot. Let's go. Like we just, we like to, but I don't know. Like other people are like extremely talkative on that.
Why do guys do this?
Because they're not going to see the other guy.
Yeah.
So you can get away with it. That's one reason you do it.
Yeah.
But why do guys sexually bully girls who play?
Because that's stuff that they can finally say things that are always in the back of their mind.
There's a certain amount of that. There's a certain amount of
Because if they get beat by a girl, they must really suck.
So there's
Especially in video games.
there is some in video games. There is some assumption that this is a masculine culture.
That was under collegehumor.com.
That's collegehumor.com.
What was the name of it?
It's called Xbox Revenge of the Girls.
Okay.
Okay.
I've beat Dre before, and then we had to play again because
Because
cheated.
he couldn't. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no,
my wife
I
was
didn't.
not allowed to beat me at Scrabble either. She does
I
every
didn't cheat
time.
though. I don't even know how to use.
She
the
does every
controller.
time. My wife beats me at Scrabble every time because she cheats.
I'm shooting the ceiling.
Okay, so what is there about game culture? Is this inherent in the game culture? Johnson is arguing in this first section, he's arguing about game culture. Is sexism inherent in game culture?
Yeah.
There's incredible amounts of sexism in it. You're saying yeah.
Well, I think it's.
Get him on camera.
I think it's not like just on games, like on video games.
Yeah.
It's in every single game that humanity has played.
So you think that the games in and of themselves invite a kind of sexism?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can see it in sports, like back in history, like
Okay.
even
Okay.
like the Romans.
Yeah, the Romans were an incredibly sexist culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get to Melissa here.
Well, they usually don't have very many female characters, and if there are female characters, they're always like super sexy and attractive. Like there's never.
Listen, you're super attractive. Megan, you're super attractive. Elizabeth,
Okay.
you're super attractive. Dana, you're super attractive.
Joe's a
What's the difference? What's the difference? What do we mean when we say that the online characters are super attractive?
They're more revealing.
The clothing is more revealing.
Yeah.
What else do we know? What else do you
Mortal
note
Kombat.
about these characters?
They have very large breasts.
Thank
and
you very much.
Small waistlines.
Yeah.
Very small waistlines, large
That's
breasts,
They're obviously fake because
And-
they're this big and this
They're-
big.
and what about
They're
hips?
animated.
They're
Very
the
curvy
same
hips.
size,
Very
yeah.
curvy hips. Okay. They are Barbie dolls.
Have you played Mortal Kombat?
Right?
Have you seen the girls on that?
Barbie doll.
Have you
In
tried
Barbie
it?
doll world, right? If you were
Crazy.
actually proportioned like a Barbie doll, what would be your problem?
You wouldn't be able to stand.
Yeah, you would have such back pain from the size of proportionate to your waist, and you
They
just
have
don't.
pictures of what an actual woman would look like if she looked like a Barbie doll. Like a real life woman. It's ugly.
Yeah,
It's horrific.
yeah. She looked like Heidi Montag.
I don't know.
What's happened to Heidi Montag? She's gone away.
I don't know.
She got her breasts enlarged and
Yeah.
then went. They can never be big enough. Yes, they can, Heidi. Yours have already surpassed what they needed to be. Okay, different topic, but part of is sexism inherent in online gaming? Jose says it's inherent in every game. That the games are primarily masculine, and men resent women coming into games.
Well, they like everybody wants to win, so they like I think an easy way to like beat your opponent.
Yeah.
Like, if they're a woman, it's just being sexist.
Is being that kind of person. What happens to a woman who gets caught in that kind of online world in Call of Duty? And you get with these guys who are not above being just really trash sexual. What are you wearing? I'm going to bend you over, yada, 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 all that disgusting stuff that
Yeah,
we
but
just heard.
they say the same exact things to other men.
Right, right. But what is it that the men want the women to do?
I don't even play with the headphones.
Yeah,
I
you
can't.
can't.
They want them to stop playing.
Yeah.
They want them to stop playing. Is that inherent in the game? Well, if it is, it certainly is not what Johnson focuses on, those sexual behaviors. Are our minds changing? Are our ways of thinking changing as we enter into that online world? If that's part of the online world. Are our minds changing? Are our ways of thinking changing? If part of the online world, part of the gaming world online, is that really nasty kind of sexism? Does it change the way we think?
The way we think about society.
Maybe. Is Johnson interested in that? That's the other question. Does it change the way we think, and is Johnson interested in that?
Well, doesn't he argue it's a different kind of thinking than,
What do you mean? How does he
Well,
argue?
like, compared to books or other games? You're not doing the same kind of thinking as you would be reading a book.
And what does he say about the moral issues? Page 21. Before we get to the talents that today's video games enhance, let me say a few words about the virtue of reading books. For the record, I think those virtues are immense ones, and not just because I make a living writing books. We should all encourage our kids to read more, to develop a comfort with and an appetite for reading. But even the most avid reader in this culture is invariably going to spend his or her time with other media, with games, television, movies, or the internet. And these other forms of culture have intellectual or cognitive virtues in their own right, different from but comparable to the rewards of reading. What are the rewards of reading? Broadly speaking, the information conveyed by the book and the mental work you have to do to process and store the information. So he says there's great stuff to be found in books, great reason to read books, but this online world, this gaming world, the pop culture world has its own virtues different from the ones you get out of books. But clearly, the stuff...
I found a picture of Barbie's actual proportions.
Oh, okay.
Stretched in a human form.
That is.
Can you send me that link?
Funny.
Yeah.
Or let me
Well,
see
it's
the
on
link.
Pinterest.
It's on Pinterest?
Let's show them real fast.
I'll just pin it and then
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
And then I'll do
Because I don't have...
Now
I'm a guy, I don't have a Pinterest account.
Yeah.
It's all about stumble upon.
Yeah, I just stumbled upon. And then,
Is it horrible?
I've wasted hours on stumble upon. Stumble.
don't.
So what Johnson is arguing is that it's a cognitive process, not a moral process. We tend to focus on the moral stuff and decry that, or upon the mechanical stuff and decry that. I'm going to show you an article about that we looked at on Twitter. But what's happening to our brains as we deal with games? One of the things he says in this section mirrors what Zach said when he said, I don't play Skyrim because it just takes so much time. It's one of the things that Johnson notes. So we can stop the camera, we're at the end of the class. When we come back,